Okay, it's been a little while since I made a video. I thought I'd make a quick video of things I've picked up in the last couple years. I'll put a link to the first video, so if you want to check out some details about the guitars when I did my original video, the link will be there. So anyway, first here, that is a Gibson ES345. It's kind of like the more deluxe version of the 335. This one has the stereo outputs, so it can be played in mono or stereo, so that's pretty cool. This is an Epiphone Dot. I had a little 5-watt Blackheart amp that I picked up for $100, and somebody traded me straight across for this Epiphone. So that was a pretty good deal. I basically got that Epiphone for $100. And I play it all the time. I like it. Okay, that is my Rickenbacker 360. Pretty basic. I've had a bunch of Rickenbackers over the years, and whenever I get one, I love it for a while, and then I end up selling it, but then I end up just getting another one. About a year ago, I bought a 360 that was a 12-string. I had it for about, I don't know, a few months, and I sold it to get a dirt bike. But then I got that one. Okay, this one, that's a Gibson SG Standard. Pretty basic. It's black. I think it's like a 2013. It has the G-Force tuners. I have the Clouson also, but I put that on there for fun. This is a 61 reissue Gibson SG. This one, as you can see, has had the headstock broken. Now, I saw this in the local classifieds for $200, and I figured that the case is worth $100. I could pull the pickups, and that's worth $100. So I'm already ahead. So I bought it for $200, and it actually plays great. Holds its tune, no problems. That one back there, that is a Gibson Les Paul. It's a custom shop Class 5, and the color is a cranberry quilt. They call these a Class 5 because it's a 5A maple top. And that is my only custom shop Gibson that I own. All my other ones are Gibson USA. Alright. These both are American Standard Telecasters. The blue one is a 2014. The Burst is a 2010. And when I bought the Burst, I knew I already had a couple American Standard Teles, but I like this one because it's the older model. It doesn't have the belly cut, and it has different pickups. I really like the pickups in the newer ones, but I bought that one because it was a little different. A normal Fender Tele is alder body, but in the 2-color Sunburst, they put an ash body, so that was another reason why it's a little different, is it's ash instead of alder. This is a 2016 American Standard Strat. I changed the pickups out in it. That's pretty basic stuff. This one is a Johnny Marr Jaguar. Here, I'll close up on this headstock. And it comes stock with a bunch of the upgrades that Johnny Marr wanted on his Jaguar. Has bare knuckle pickups. The pickup selector is a lot different than on a normal Jaguar. It's got this Tele style switch instead of those little sliders. This guy right here is pretty cool. It's a Fender Strat made in Mexico, but it's a Wayne's World 2 Stratocaster. Now, I bought this. I paid more than I wanted for this, but I thought it was so cool because it was a Wayne's World 2 Strat. And when I got it home, I looked at other ones online, and a lot of them have bodies where the tremolo thing cover, see how the two middle screw holes line up like that? That's typical of a Squier. So if you look at an American or a regular Mexican, the two screws in the middle aren't the same. And so I did some research, and I think that these Wayne's World 2 Strats, some of them have the original Squier bodies from the original Wayne's World Strat that was made in Japan, and I think these are leftover bodies. But the serial number on the neck is a Mexico serial number. So there's that, the Wayne's World 2 Excalibur guitar. This one is just the most basic Arctic White, made in Mexico Strat. I can't remember what year it is, but it's pretty new, within the last 5 years. And those are all the new guitars I have in my collection that aren't in the first video. Now, I've had a bunch of guitars since then that I've bought and then sold. Some notable ones, I've had 3 different Rickenbackers. I've had a Gibson Les Paul Classic that I ended up trading in a package deal, and I got this amp out of that deal. It's a Mesa Boogie Lone Star Special. It's pretty cool because it has it can go 30 watts, 15 watts, or 5 watts, 2-channel, and it's really cool. And then just to remind you what I had before that I still have, there's my 61 reissue SG. So now I have 2 of those. One of them is the broken headstock one, and one of them is the regular one. So pretty much in mint condition, that one. And then my old 2003 SG. My wife's Daisy Rock acoustic. That is a 2013, I think, Gibson Les Paul Standard. That's my Les Paul Studio with a homebrew paint job on it. That is my #1 guitar right there. It's a red wine red, rather, Les Paul Standard Plus. That is a Les Paul Junior Special, P90 pickups. This is a transparent amber Gibson Les Paul Standard, 2006. In the first video, this had Fat Cat pickups, the P90 style, but I ended up putting the hot rodded humbucker set in from Seymour Duncan, and it has these coil splits, so I changed that in the time. There's my flea bass, my American Standard jazz bass. In the first video I mentioned that I had this, but it was at a friend's house. That's my Gibson ES335. That is my Gibson Firebird, classic white. There's my Taylor acoustic guitar. And then my Telecasters, American Standard Telecaster. And then my Made in Mexico homebrew paint job Union Jack Telecaster with the humbucker in the bridge position. As far as amplifiers, I use this Thunderverb a lot with a Reeves 412. It never leaves the house. But then I also have this Heaven Amplification 212. I had a Marshall, trying to think of what it was called. I had a Marshall Head a couple years ago, but I ended up selling it. It was like a 50-watt one. And then my Twin Reverb. I picked this up a couple years ago, and this is probably my favorite amp. It's a Super Reverb. Then my bass amp is a cheap PV. I still have the Hot Rod DeVille from the first video. It's at a friend's house. I picked up a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, and it's at a different friend's house. And then I bought another cheap bass amp that I keep at my friend's house, and it's an Orange Crush series. It's not like a premium bass amp. It's just like a, I don't know, like a practice amp, but it gets pretty loud and it sounds pretty good. Effects, I get them and buy them and sell them all the time, but what I've really been liking are these Loop Master pedal loop things. So you plug all your pedals into that bar, you turn on all the pedals, and then you click that bar to activate the pedals, and so it just puts all the controls right on the front. There are two pedals on this board that aren't hooked up to it, that mini wah and then the red reverb. I also have a 10 one of those too, but it's not being used right now. Drums, I got this DW Collectors. It's maple with satin hardware. I have mostly K Zildjian cymbals. There's a couple A's mixed in, and I have a Sabian China over there. And then I also have my electric set that I can play any time of the day over there. It's an Alesis DM10. Alright, well, thanks for watching the video, and that's the latest tour from the man cave. See you later.